So this is day 2 of the middle section, and today I'm going to be going from Kirkby Stephen, which I'm just about to leave, and going to Keld, which is really remote. It's so remote it doesn't have any signal. Certainly doesn't have 5G. It doesn't have 4G, 3G, 2G either. It doesn't have a mobile phone signal. Very small place in the middle of nowhere. And so I have to say and speak with whoever I want to speak to. Have to do it now before I leave. So I shall make my phone calls on the way. I'm expecting to get there about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It's now 9 o'clock in the morning. And seeing the same group of people, not many walkers, but of course lockdown has just finished, things are opening up, and when I arrived last night, my landlord told me I'm his first customer of 2021, so there you are. So now, Kirkby Stephen to Keld, and just going over Frank's Bridge. So this is a little village, lovely little village, just outside of Kirkby Stephen. Very nice, isn't it? What a lovely start. Cottage. And switch down here to the brook, and there's a little bridge at the bottom. And then up and along the parallel road apparently. Another little brook. Dales is full of them, they're lovely, aren't they? My goodness me. Not like this in Dubai. Well, there's a little footpath, which I should have taken, avoiding this short section of road. It looks a lot nicer, but I didn't take it. So I'm on the road, back on the road now. So this is a viaduct, and as the billboard says, it's a reminder of the Victorian industrial and railway heritage. So there must be a railway down there, presumably. Oh, what a pity I haven't got time to go and look at that. Looks very interesting. But I have to carry on up the hill. Here we are, entering the national park. Still semi-farmland. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to walk over the cattle grid. Let's see, not very good at these. Private land. Oh, it doesn't seem very private, does it? Well, the guidebook mentions that we're going past a quarry here, and the guidebook mentions that it is huge, and it is huge. Look at it. So you've got this section here, and the start of it is back down there where the smoke is coming up. It's massive. It's lovely up here, and the weather's actually getting nicer. So maybe, I'm thinking there are 3 routes up here, red, green and blue. The red and blue go over the top, and very, very eroded. Very poor track, very non-existent signage or waymarking, whatever, and very eroded, very wet, and it says likely to get lost. But I'm having a bit of a rethink. Oh, you can see a long way from up here. Wow, a long way. Plan at the moment is take the green route, which is half a mile shorter and a bit quicker. But you're less likely to get lost. I don't fancy getting lost. And the weather is a bit unpredictable at the moment. It shouldn't rain, but it shouldn't have rained yesterday, and I had 3 hours of rain, so make my decision a little bit later. That's a pretty good view, isn't it? So far fairly ordinary looking birds. Yesterday I'm pretty sure I had a lapwing, making a noise like an electronic device, really. A mobile phone with, you know, there are a variety of noises that come out of it. That's what it sounded like. So the tarmac is finished. Landscape is getting a little bit wild. There is a sort of farm track here. This is going to disappear soon as well. We're really getting out onto the fell now, onto the moor. And I'm alone. I left the other walkers behind. Ruined house, presumably belonging to somebody who's looking after the sheep. Not surprising that it's ruined. It's a long way from anywhere and it's very isolated. Let's go and have a closer look. I think there are sheep pens here as well. I mean, I assume, because looking at the roof, I assume it was intended to be lived in. And it's dry stone, like the walls, nothing in between. And it's looking a little bit rickety. I can see the wall on the left hand side's about to be detached from the rest of the house. And looking in the distance, nothing but fells, 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 fells. On the far horizon there, what looks like a cairn, so obviously people go walking in that direction. And up top, just on top, I can see some upright stones, presumably had a very ancient religious significance, and I counted them. There are 9, so those must be what they call the 9 standards. I've just seen a sign which said, due to the erosion on the path, I should take the diversion, obviously to avoid the most badly eroded part, and I think that means don't go up to the 9 standards, but I'll see when I get there. Otherwise, nice day so far. No sign of rain yet, but we'll see. There was no sign this time yesterday, but at the moment it's lovely. Just the sheep to keep me company and the good views. That is a very odd looking formation, isn't it? It looks like an escarpment which is collapsing into the valley. Very odd. Sheep still staring at me, wondering what this guy is doing here. Long distance view, but the weather's closing in. Very strange formation. Getting to the nasty boggy part now, although this is remarkably dry and you get the impression it shouldn't be. But then of course there was a very, very long dry period before the current wet period. I can see in the distance where the path goes. I think I need to get downhill a little bit, chase those hare downs there. My companions are up there on top. They're taking the high route. My book specifically says don't waste your time, so I can see where the route is. It's not near me at the moment, but I can see it, and I will try and get onto it. So, and I'm just passing a very boggy part, a stream, but it is passable, and I bet that there are times when this is not passable. So, pleasant little brook in the middle of moorland, under a rather old looking bridge, and it almost looks as if the sun should be coming out soon. I wish the bloody cars would go away. That's not what I came for. I think the path does actually leave the road soon, and I shall leave these towny people behind with their Jaguars and whatever other silly cars they're driving. And this looks like the... Oh, can you hear that? The lapwing? What a funny sound, and you only hear it here. They don't come down to the cities or towns. This is how I would like to live. A sort of 1 living room, 1 bedroom, stone-built hut with a dry wall around it, I suspect if that came on the market, lots of people would want to snap it up, but improvements are probably seriously restricted. For some reason there's a little bridge here. I don't see what it's doing because it doesn't seem to lead from a path and to a path, but maybe it has something to do with the house. Maybe somebody does live there, because the gateway and the part in front does seem to have been used recently. Maybe it belongs to a farmer. When he's out tending his sheep and he's a long way from home, maybe he spends the night here, or he does when it's winter and everything's snowed in. Along the road there were plenty of snow poles to indicate where the road was. I'm sure in winter there's no other way of knowing. This is a very interesting building, isn't it? And I think it is still in use. So this is the forecourt. It's more like a bothy, and that is a fireplace. It is for living. Very interesting. And this is for something, not quite sure what. Very interesting structure. And here's another way out. Well, I don't think I'll touch it. This is obviously private property. And yeah, interesting find that was. So can I get another way back to the road? I don't think I can, it's too marshy. This does look very unstable. Ah, there's a wire fence there anyway. So walk back more or less the way I came. So this is, in addition to sheep grazing country, this is grouse hunting country. I've come across a couple of grouses, got near to them without them realising, and there was some panic, flapping of wings, sound like dogs barking. Anyway, this is grouse hunting, and these are grouse butts. So a sort of semicircular wall that you can shelter behind. Shelter in the sense of not being seen, shelter in the sense of keep out of the wind, because I can tell you it is a little bit breezy up here and it feels extremely cold, and this is not far off summer, so goodness knows what it's like in the middle of winter. So there's one up there, second one here, third one here, and a fourth one just down there. Grouse butts.